Hi, everybody. Dr. Joe here, licensed physical therapist and a longtime personal trainer. And the person you see popping up on your screen is my grandma. She absolutely loved to yell at me. All my siblings, for that matter. Her favorites: four on the floor, which meant you better get all four legs of the chair on the floor, and sit up straight. Now, this was a problem for me because my favorite pastime as a kid was leaning my chair back, sitting around, slouching posture, having a microwave pizza, and watching Bob Barker on The Price is Right. Great time. And you know what? Maybe it was all the smacks to the back of the head, or maybe I just knew how much smarter grandma was than me. But I always valued that opinion about posture. Never did I think that she'd actually be wrong one day, and I might be right. That could be a little bit of a stretch, but there's some truth in that because posture is not everything it's been cracked up to be. And I want to tell you about why. The most recent evidence out there is telling us that posture doesn't cause pain. Now, this is in complete disagreement with thousands of different Google searches out there that'll tell you your slouching causes your back pain or your neck pain, whatever it is. So listen, I know I'm coming at you with information that sounds counterintuitive, but hear me out before you turn this video off, because I used to think the same exact thing. Heck, it's what they taught me in PT school. But that information is now starting to look incorrectly. And I'm not alone. 65% of physical therapists ranked optimal sitting posture as, quote, very important. And the ranking right below that, which was still important, was 28%. And this is according to a 2019 study, so it's recent. The problem is they're wrong. And I was wrong in the past. And if you came to this video believing posture is causing your pain, then you could be incorrect too. Let's look into why that is. Exhibit 1. Upper cross syndrome does not cause pain. Real quick, upper cross syndrome is just a fancy term they use in the research for this position, which is that rounded shoulder forward head position that we so commonly associate with poor posture. This study in total had several hundred 17-year-olds, and they were assessed and followed and then assessed 5 years later. And what they found was the poor posture group didn't have worse pain. In fact, their pain was actually a little bit lower, completely counterintuitive. Now, real quick, let's reel that in for a second, because the amount that the pain was lower in the poor posture group was very, very small. So it wouldn't be fair to say that good posture causes pain. That'd be an unfair interpretation of the research, and that's not what I'm here to do. But the fact that it's even shown up that way should tell us that it clearly is not a strong tie of bad posture and pain, right? The results can't be that construed. Now, some of you are going to see the study and you're going to say, well, that's a group of 17-year-olds. I'm 50, I'm 60. It's different for me. I've had this wear and tear over time. I've got something for you too. Exhibit 2, kyphosis, which is a term for that excessive rounding in the upper back, doesn't cause pain. In a study of 610 women, ages 65 to 91, they had their kyphosis measured. What they found was the most extreme kyphosis had no connection to pain compared to less excessive kyphosis. They're literally measuring and quantifying how poor the posture is because they were going to see, does it relate to how much pain? And it didn't relate even a little bit. These are also results of the study, and I want to share them because I want to be completely open. Decreased BMD and height loss. BMD being bone mineral density, and height loss being shrinking, just the measurement of the height. Now, I have another thing at the end of this video that's going to address these 2 points. But again, the important fact this study found was that even with more severe or poor posture, this group did not have more pain. So we've got to stop making these things tied together. Exhibit 3, assess the amount of neck curvature and pain in people over 45, 107 patients, 2 groups. They basically had a pain group and a non-pain group. They measured them and they found the pain group was 6.5 degrees. The non-painful group was 6.3 degrees. Those numbers are so close together, they are not statistically significant, so we can't tie those things to cause of pain. Exhibit 4, TextNet. We see this in teens. We blame it on them using their phones. And it's not actually a thing when you look at it in the research. Again, here's the study. Exhibit 5, lifting with a rounded back shows no increase in low back pain. That was a big one for me. I did not expect that. But that's what the research study said. So there's something a little bit more going on here. Okay. So I know we've covered a lot of information here, and I'm going to do one last piece of info. These are 2 studies of studies. They call them systematic reviews. Taken together, we see one has 41 studies included in its review out of 4,000 publications. This other one has 7 in their review out of 650 publications. And the grand results were that it was inconclusive. Just think about that for a second. Think about the last person that told you your posture caused your pain. How confident were they? Pretty confident, right? Again, I used to tell people that confidently. But if we look at the information, we cannot confidently make a connection. In fact, we've proven opposites of connections. So it's very unlikely that posture is this A plus B equals C, this cause of pain process that we have to rely on. So in the absence of that information, what do we do if when we work we have pain, or we sit all day we have pain? What tangible steps can we take to use this information as presented to us and help some of that pain without spending and wasting a bunch of money on all these different posture devices and things that aren't going to work? So if I used to tell my patients why they needed to fear static posture, and that's not true, what do I tell them now? And what I tell them is posture is like new shoes. When you first get a new pair of shoes, they're not as comfortable as they're going to get. You have to break them in a little bit. And how do you break them in? Do you put them on and go run a 5K the first day or wear them around all day? No. You a lot of times wear them around the house a few times. You wear them out for short trips. You let them start to adapt to your feet. And then you go into full-time wearing of your new shoes. That's posture. We took a stimulus, a stress to our body. We dosed it over an amount of time, and we gave ourselves rest break and unloaded structures until our body had a chance to adapt. And this happens all the time. So let's say long plane ride, long car trip, or you're stuck on the phone at work, neck in a weird position. Your body hasn't had a chance to adapt to these postures because you're not in them enough. So what should we do? We should dose them just like I talked about. A little bit at a time, and shift the stress onto our other structures every once in a while to give them a chance to recover. This is a term I call posture reversal. Reversing your posture can be one of the most beneficial things to do. I'm actually an ergonomic consultant with a local company. So I work with people on a large scale, talking about their office setup, and I use this reversing posture theme all of the time. In fact, I've created a video for it. You can follow the link to that video now. It's going to tell you how to reverse your posture, when to do it, what movements to do it with. And it's going to set you up with a plan throughout the day. It's going to help you get out of that pain you have from working hour after hour after hour. I really hope you found this helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe. If you have questions, leave them in the comments section. I can't wait to see you all in the next video and hear how well this has all gone for you. Thanks. Have a great day.